Okay, my mic is unmuted. So why? Add the stream. Okay, y'all get okay. Here we go. God. God. Okay, I'm in here now. All right. Well, let me exit the full screen. What's up, Black Point Duster? What's up, sis? What's going on, Carbon, Coy, Silverback? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all guys hear me? I'm getting a hold of this, man. I'm getting a hold of it. Yes. Hit that chat in there. All right, I'm waiting. Let me try to see if I can get Zach in here. Oh, Zach is. Hey, Zach, I'm about to send out the link. Let me see if I can remember how to send out this link. Oh, invite.
Hey, Dad.
Paste. All right, Zach. See if you can get in with that, brother. I don't know. I hope I pasted it right. I was having trouble the last time trying to invite. See if you can click in that live stream, brother. Everybody hit that like button coming in, please. It would greatly be appreciated. Please.
Yeah.
My head look crazy. I need to put a cap on. Jamal.
Yeah.
Hand me that gray cap on that bar.
You said gray?
Yeah, it's a gray cap on that bar.
Yeah.
Give me that cap. My head looking crazy.
Hi, guys.
Zach, that link work for you, brother? I don't know if I got you in here yet. Oops. Moss 47, what's going on, man? Here we go. Let me add big. What's up, brother?
Yo, what up, man? What's up?
Oh man, nothing at all. How you doing today, brother?
Good. How you doing, bro?
Oh man, I'm good, man. Everybody, this is my big brother, man. One that I rock with me, one that I rock with, man. One of the true brothers I met in this 2A community. I know about, oh man, has anybody interviewed you yet or put you on the line?
I mean, I've been on different lives and stuff, but I never had an interview or anything. I never had no interview or nothing like that. Nah.
Okay, that's what's up. I'm glad I'm the first one to do it. Then I figured you did, but man, I wanted to first let everybody know about yourself.
I mean, I'm Big Zach Price, fat guy with guns. That's me. That's who I am, bro.
So what made you come up with the unique name Fat Guy with Guns? So I was wondering that the other day. I said that's a hell of a name.
Man, I'm sort of like Hot Tub Tony. I'm a fat guy and I got guns. It's like
Okay.
David Tony.
Hey,
Basically,
I ain't mad at you.
that was it, man. I figured it was, but no, I figured it was a good, like, whimsical name, because that's the
Yeah.
first person, that's the first thing people see. They before they even notice who I am, or
What
there
you
goes the fat guy. So I'm like, you take that away from him, fat guy with guns. So it is what it is.
That's cool, man. Um, so what's your everyday carry?
I'm 19X.
19X, man. I'm thinking
Mhm.
about. Well, I am about to grab one of them and put into the macaroni. The kit, the
Mhm.
Glock kit. One of my homeboys gave it to me. Just gave it to me. So I'm like, got to get another gun to put it in.
It's the only Glock that I own. It's the only Glock that I like, basically.
Oh, okay. And I got the 19 GM5 MOS, and I got the Glock 29. So this will be my third one.
At some point I might pick up another one. Glock is talking about, everybody was talking about them coming out with a carbine. So if they actually do come out with one, I'll get one. I mean, you can't beat them in terms of reliability. Everybody know I'm a mechanic guy.
Yeah.
I love mechanics, but I've been carrying my Glock for so long. At some point I'll switch over.
Okay. Well, what made you get into canic? That's what I wanted to ask you again, because I know you're a big canic guy.
So it was about maybe 2016, 17 maybe. And I saw an article. I was reading a magazine. It said the Glock killer. That's exactly what it said on the front of the page.
Wow.
So I mean, and everybody who I'm the era that I'm from. In the movies, everybody had a Glock. So that was
Right.
the thing you always talked about is everybody had a Glock, a Glock, a Glock. So when it said that, I said, well, let me see what it's all about. So I purchased my first Canic. It was a TP9 V2. It has like a different type of trigger in it because it's a single stage double action trigger. So you can sort of like cock it and put it in single action.
Uh-huh.
So it'll be a little bit shorter. And when I started shooting it, I liked it. I enjoyed it. So from that point, I was like, I had a little bit of a Glock reference because I don't like the ergonomics of a Glock. I just don't. They don't point right to me. They just feel funny in my hand. The triggers are horrible. The first thing people do when they get a Glock is change the trigger and change out the cheap plastic sights. It's the first thing they do. So when I picked up the Canic, the ergonomics felt right. It felt like it was a true point and shoot gun. So from then, I'm a mechanic guy ever since. You get a lot of gun for what you pay for it. You get a whole lot of gun.
So you get a whole lot of stuff. That's almost like the Springfields. You get a lot of accessories when you buy a Springfield. It's the same thing with the Canics.
And I started buying Canics way before the plague. So I got real good prices for everything.
Okay. What's up, Poindexter, Devereaux,
Yeah, what up, everybody?
Coy?
BP, Coy, Devereaux.
Gotta talk to the family for a minute. You know how it is. Carbon.
Mm-hmm. Q. What's up, Q? Moose. What up, Moose? Who else out there?
Who else out here? That's it so far.
That's cool. That's enough.
Yeah. So, man, oh no, man, I purchased my first Canic about a couple months ago. I was just in the store just going. I just bought the Strike Bot. Let me go. I had to go to my brother-in-law's daughter's party, so I just went next door to Dunham's. Man, for the price, I paid about $570 for it. Couldn't beat the price. The one with the holes in the barrel. SFX 9.
SFX. Yes, yeah. SFX. TP9 SFX.
That's the one I ended up picking up, but it was a good price. It was under $600, and I couldn't. I was like, you know what? I'm going to go get my credit card. So I put up my credit card.
Oh yeah, man. That's how they. When I got my SFX, because I have two of those. I shoot those in competition, and when I got my SFX, I paid under $450 for both of them. So that was back when you could get a Canic when everybody was sleeping on it. It's really popular now, and nobody said anything about them. And that was their first race gun, and they guaranteed to barrel to like 25,000 rounds and things like that. So I'm like, let me go check it out. I liked it. She was a good gun. The trigger out of the box, they have the best striker-fired for a striker-fired pistol. They have the best trigger out the box.
Okay, well, what's your next purchase? Because I know I'm gonna go ahead and grab up the Glock 19X for sure, and then I'm looking to start saving for my Chris Vector. Them the two
I'm not
purposes.
sure. I was looking at I want a Smith and Wesson. I want a 44 Magnum. That's what I want. That's what
Okay.
I was looking at.
That's
So
the
that's kind of where I've been looking at. You know, I have stuff, so and I have other stuff that I have that I'm gonna do some reviews on and do some videos. So I ain't gonna say too much. But
okay.
my next purchase, I want that 44 Magnum. That's what I want.
44, boy. You going for the big dogs? Okay.
Yeah, I want a good big boy gun.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, man. It's been quite a journey, man. Especially meeting you guys and getting to know you guys. Um, especially you. You know, somebody that I respect
Appreciate it, man. I
very
appreciate
much.
that. You know,
So,
I just my thing always with the when I got into firearms, I waited until I felt I was responsible enough to get into them because I'm from New York City originally. So you know, you can't have handguns legally
yeah,
in New York City. So when I finally did move to Ohio, I saw how much freedom they had here in terms of getting firearms, and I just waited until I felt I was responsible. And I started out. My first pistol actually was a Springfield XD 45. That was my first purchase, and
true blood
carried it for a lot of years.
flex. True brother,
Talk
what's
about
going
America,
on, man? Um, yeah, man,
True Blood.
I had to do a little soul searching myself. I don't know if you seen I did kind of talk about mental health. And a
Mm-hmm.
couple years ago, man, I had ran into a situation where I was carrying a BB gun when I was working. I would get off
Mm-hmm.
literally about 12, 1 o'clock at night, catch the
Mm-hmm.
bus, walk about 2, 3 miles, get home. So that's what I had. But at one day, I don't know what I was doing. And I just hit myself 2 times in the arm, pop, pop.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, some things we were going through.
Mm-hmm.
Went to the hospital. They
Mm-hmm.
froze one of the BBs and popped it
Mm-hmm.
out. But the other one I still have stuck in my arm to this day.
Wow.
So they had to. I ended up going and just telling them that my brother shot me, which I put my brother in a bad situation. You know what I'm saying? So he was pissed off at me. So I end up eventually
Okay.
telling them that I end up shooting myself, and they
Mm-hmm.
end up confiscating the BB gun and end up locking me up and putting me upstairs. And I had to really sit down and talk to a psychiatrist. I'm not a big psychiatrist fan.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I know somebody I went to school with that became a psychiatrist. I always say that
Mm-hmm.
they got more problems than we do. So what's the purpose of going to talk to them?
Well,
But
no, man, therapy is good. Talking to somebody
it,
who doesn't know you, who's like really objective, and you know their job is to just listen to you and give you what they would consider to be good, sound, you know, solid advice, not based off of experience of the experience of knowing you or any sort of friendship or anything, just because okay, let me try to help this person out. You know, the mental health is really important. That's why I waited. You know, coming from New York, coming to Ohio, the first thing my brother told me is you need to get that chip off your shoulder. You're not gonna need that anymore. And he was right. I didn't. So it took me some time to get my head together. So you don't be walking around. You don't want to be one of those guys that walk around and got gun muscles. You don't want to do that.
yeah. And so I ended up sitting down and ended up having to talk to a psychiatrist. And I think
Mm-hmm.
now that I did it did help me to where I'm at today. I had issues with childhood or whatnot, what was going on, but
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know how to handle pressure
Mm-hmm.
or in a responsible way. So it was the middle of winter down here in Michigan. You know, I get sitting at the bus stop. I must have drunk some. It was my wife, which was my girlfriend at the time, came. He took her to the hospital, and so
Mm-hmm.
that's where that ended. But yeah, you definitely have to be in the right place to own a firearm, and mental health is very important. Some we don't really get into when it comes to the 2A community. So that's where
Right.
I started to kind of start my little thing with the mental health because I've been through the mental health system as
Mm-hmm.
far as the hospital and going to getting locked up and as they say, quote unquote, crazy house. So
That's
you know,
that's good though, man. If that's part of your story and that's part of your truth and that's part of who you are, it's good to say that because you never know who you're going to be talking to, and they need to hear that. They need to see, okay, look, Skillionaire, this happened to him, but look where he is now. You know, that's a good thing.
so
It's not good that it had to happen, but
yeah,
because it happened, it's a lesson, and then you can help somebody else with it.
and that's what I think. That's where I think that's where I'm be more helpful if anything. So I kind of
Mm-hmm.
started that about 2 videos ago, man, and that's
Mm-hmm.
where I'm gonna lay my head at and kind of talk about the mental health side and
Do
let
that, man.
people
And
know.
people need that. My wife, what she does in her profession, she deals with a lot of that stuff, and I didn't realize how prevalent clinical like depression is like so prevalent throughout the world, I guess, but especially in this country, I didn't realize how many people are depressed.
Oh
So
man.
being able, that's a good thing, being able to talk about that stuff.
And then with the mental health being closed down within the last 2 to 3 years, that it's really no facility where you can go unless you got some type of insurance to where they'll pay it. And
Mhm.
that's where a lot of people are out here in the gun hookah. If you want to come jump in, brother, you more than welcome to. You know what I'm saying?
So
We
hookah,
you know, you said you're gonna jump in the last one, so you're more than welcome to, brother. Uh, Everybody, I still got Del Rey as my co-host, but he out doing something, so he's still
Derry always, he
my
always
boy.
busy.
So. he ain't went nowhere. Just to let y'all know, so don't start there with my homeboy, my brother. But yeah, mental health to me is very important because I've been through it, and it's something that I figured, like you said, it's part of my story. So
Mm-hmm.
I definitely want to expose it. But man, I wasn't a big talker, especially when I got my wife. I was not a big talker. I was shut down so quick, and that's part of what I went through as a kid. So it was real easy for me to just straight shut down and don't let the world lead the world out. But I'm learning that even with my wife, she had to teach me some things along the way as far as opening up, being able to talk instead of waiting till everything brought up and then explode. So I do shout out my wife a lot of credit for that because
Mm-hmm.
she did help me as far as being able to talk and open up. So
Bro,
it's
I
always
do that now, man. With the ladies, it's always about communication, and I go through that now because I'm that guy. I hold everything off or whatever, and I try not to be that guy. But you sort of get. We have men have a really good way of compartmentalizing everything. We can. And sometimes when we put stuff inside that little box, it just sort of stay there. And sometimes that's good, and sometimes you need to, communicate openly. And I learned that having a wife too. Having a good woman, man, is valuable, very.
oh yeah. Hey Hook, I just pasted the link if you want to jump in, brother. Um yeah, man. But where do you see yourself as far as maybe in the gun community? Maybe an instructor, or how far are
Well, I
you?
mean, I am an instructor.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
a,
okay.
I'm a pistol instructor. I have been since 2017. I started
Okay.
out probably about 2015. Friend of mine up in Cincinnati, uh, Ride or Die. That's the name of his company. They Ride or Die gun training. He started like apprenticing with him, and then I just kept doing it. I was into shooting so much, and I was doing competition and stuff. So he was like, "You should be able, become an independent instructor yourself." So he's an NRA counselor. So I had to go through the course and do the qualification and everything. He ain't no shortcuts. He don't play. He failed his own mother. The mother took a CCW course. He failed his own mom.
He felt his own mama dang.
Yeah, he don't play.
He out go.
Yeah, so
Well,
you go ahead and you do that, and then I like it. I like teaching people. It's when you finish, it can be long. It's a good long day. You giving out from yourself, so you get real nice and tired, but it feels good when you get your students and you're done and you've given them what is it they need to get started. You can't give them everything, but you can give them what it needs to get started. And you have some that come back, and you have some that you'll never see again. But, it is what it is. It's rewarding just to be able to show somebody something that I think is very important. It's a skill that I think everybody should actually go out and learn and learn to utilize a firearm. You don't have to carry it every day, but if you have one, at least make sure you're shooting it and know how it works.
hold on, we got Hookah in there. Hold on, let me slap Hookah in here. What's going on, Hookah?
Hey,
What up, Hooker?
What's
What's
going
up,
on?
man?
I appreciate you. Here I am once again. Somebody else's live. I make my way.
Well,
Hey.
we invite you, brother. You ain't know, what I'm saying. Y'all know y'all my brothers, so anytime, you come on in and jump on in. You know how it is.
Right, no
No,
doubt.
alive ain't alive if gun and hookah ain't it.
I like it. I appreciate it, man. Hey, look, I think I was working on something. I caught where you guys talking about mental health, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Yeah. These lives, I know some, I know y'all show me mad love and something like that, RWG and a lot of others that I've jumped on. But these lives actually are therapeutic.
Hello.
Yeah, they are, for real.
You know what I mean? From personal perspective, because I have a small case of
No,
anxiety.
wait.
And I used to be one of those.
All right, I'm on my way.
Okay? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
All right.
And I jumped out of that shell, but into another shell. You know, I jumped to another
8
shell.
o'clock, but I head in.
So
Mhm.
Oh,
it's crazy, man. And I think for us,
sorry
man,
about y'all. That's work. He trying to get me to go in early, so
Man,
when
Oh,
I'm
I
done,
hate-
get your money. It's the first time I've seen you in an environment. It ain't the
right.
same as you ain't
He's not
at
at
work.
work. Right.
It's different, man. See you at the house.
Yeah, man. And what's up, Quartavius
Boy, what
Brown?
up,
What's going on,
QB?
brother?
What up, QB?
Scott, what's
Scott,
happening?
what's going
What's
on?
Scott? What's good, bro?
And that's why I like these lives, especially because
You right about that.
it's a way to get away, man. It's the way to get away from life, have a little fun, joke
Right.
around with each other. You know,
Right.
and like I say, from day one, man, it's been like a family. And it
Mhm.
feels like a family. So,
Right.
anytime y'all need some, or like I think Del Ray called me on New Year's. Was like, brother, have a good one,
Yeah,
And
this
that's been
is
my brother ever since, man. And I rock with him. So it's therapy to me. And like I said before, I was very against therapy, but me sitting down and having a force to sit with somebody and talk about reality really
Mhm.
helps you in the long run. So I'm not against it anymore. But at first, yes, I didn't care for therapy. So
the funny zone is, I think a lot of, especially a lot of men of color, were against anything medical
Mhm.
because of past transgressions. We understand that, right? That we have it
Right.
left a real bitter taste in the mouth with medicine, with
Right.
therapy, because we were guinea pigs for a lot of this stuff. So we kind of feel like we back in it because a lot of post traumatic stress is passed down. That's one of the few things generationally that we've got was post traumatic stress. So we have those anxiety issues, man. We are we have been guinea pigs, prisoners of war. We've been in the death camps. We've been through all that.
I mean,
So
if you live behind, if you live in a society that, I mean, people can say what they want, that things are built a certain way to be against a certain particular type of person, and people can believe whatever they want. The truth is the truth. It is what it is. I mean,
no question.
and people don't like to say it, but originally we were born here to be property. We weren't born here to be men and have things.
Exactly.
So in order for that to work through that thing, it was bred into us, and it took years to get in. It's going to take years to get out. And that's just the truth of the matter. People don't want you to say anything about it. You can't never talk about it, but it is what it is. But I see us making progress.
Yeah.
And maybe by the time my son is my age, things will be a whole lot different. That's all I can hope for.
No question, man. And it's just things we need to talk about. So definitely,
What up,
live.
RGG? Silverback.
R double. What's up, R double?
double, man. If you want to come on in, let me hit this link, brother. You one of the brothers that I'm come on in and talk your shit, as
pillars, man.
Booker would say.
Come in and talk your shit, huh?
Come in and talk your shit. What's up, Armel?
Hey, what up, Armel?
But yeah, that's definitely a thing that even with my son, trying to get him to understand that talking and opening up ain't too bad. Depends on who you talking to and you opening up to. Will ultimately be your downfall, depending on who you're talking to. So, that stigma I'm trying to break out of him early. So, he don't talk to me, so I have to kind of. And he's 11, so I kind of got to like, hey, what's going on with you? What's been going on with you later? The last couple of days. I have to get that out of him because he don't see me talk a lot, so he's more like me, very quiet. You put a video game, put a TV in front of his face, he good to go. Put a football game, basketball in front of my face, and I'm good to go. Like today, I was down here in my office all day watching football, dozing off until it's time for me to get on the line. So that's why I tell a lot of guys, man, you have to spend time with your children because they're a product of what you make them.
Right.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, it's a thing because that whole being to yourself, and that's not always a bad thing. There's one thing my father used to always tell us, because I have two older brothers. He used to always tell us, keep your ears open, keep your eyes and your ears open and your mouth shut. And it doesn't mean to just not ever talk at all. It basically just means watch everything, take in all the information, and speak when you need to. And one of those times that we need to speak is when something is going on inside of us. Because you'll have things, and when a guy, some say to a guy, "How you doing?" "Yeah, I'm all right." that usually means something. There's something go. It's always something
Something
going
going
on.
on. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
to be able to have some place or have somebody that you can talk to and load that stuff on and drop that stuff, because what it is you basically you dropping it off because you want to. Really deep down inside, you want to. You don't want to just be sitting in that by yourself.
No
And I
question.
mean, you're just holding that inside. You want to have somewhere you can go and dump it off. So I mean, that's why, like I say, I have to give a shout out to my own wife, who, if something is like that, her thing is, you never want to talk about nothing. But when I do need to talk about something, I always can. And that's why I married her, because she has answers and she looks at things a certain way that I don't. And I need that perspective in order to be able to live inside my own head sometimes.
Yeah, no doubt. R-double-G, man, feel better, man.
Real brother, you know.
Yeah, feel better, bro.
I know that stuff is going around, man. Now you may not have the plague, but that flu bug is still out there. You know,
Oh, yeah.
so
Oh yeah.
get better, man. Feel better. You know, we'll rock with you Tuesday, man. Get you some rest, brother.
And another thing that I've learned with my wife is learning how to listen and not do so much talking. You know, and that's because even with my mom wasn't there, so I had to learn how to, when she say something, not to blow up, but to learn how to listen first, and then think, and then respond.
Yeah, because that's tough too.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
the way
Sorry about that. R-double-G got the plague. Oh damn, man. Oh,
wow.
run through that. Feel better, man.
The way that you are raised as a man, basically, is to be a problem solver. I mean, so when my wife starts talking to me about something, she doesn't always want me to solve a problem. But the first thing I start thinking about is, what can I do to make this better for her? How can I fix this? When sometimes she just wants me to shut up and just listen. And that's hard though, because like I said, you're trained to be a problem solver. You're a man. You got to know how to take care of this. You got to know how to take care of that. And those things are good, but then there are those times where you just need to be quiet and just listen and let them unload on you.
Yeah, that's my dad, man. I tell a lot of people, man, I've never seen my dad cry until my great grandma passed. I've never seen my dad cry, and that's where, the only thing I seen my dad do was work a job, and then on the weekend cut grass, and that's what I used to do with him. That was me. That's how me and my dad spent time, was going to cut grass on the weekend and make some money. So
yeah,
a lot of people
from that generation, man. Like I've seen my father. Same man. I've seen my father cry one time. And that was at my grandmother's funeral. That was the only time I ever seen him even shed a tear. It wasn't bold, just shed. That's the only time I can ever remember that. That's the generation that they come from.
Yeah, my dad was the same way. Because my dad didn't know his dad, so when my grandfather died, because I didn't know my grandfather, but when he died, my dad didn't even crack a tear. But my great grandmother, he broke down. So, like I said, that's the only time I seen my daddy cry. So, and that's why I think that's where mental health comes in, because you need somebody that has a different perspective. Like my wife, she comes from her parents being together. I come from my parents being married 3 times on both sides, my dad and my mom. So, I don't know nothing but broken homes. You know what I'm saying? So, she taught me that sticking it out and sitting down and having a conversation is more better than running, because I was used to running. That's all I knew. I got a problem with you, I'm gone. It was just what it was, you know what I'm saying? So I had to really sit down and really think about mentally, well, if I leave her and go with somebody else, then I got a whole nother problem, or I got a whole nother person I got to deal with. So, is it worth sitting down, and if you got something going on with you, to sit down, or something bother you, just to have a conversation with her? It don't hurt.
Brother, sometimes the crazy you know is the crazy you don't, man.
Right.
Sometimes
Well,
crazy you know.
I'm reading the comment. He said toxic masculinity in the male community is something that needs to shake. See, I don't believe in toxic masculinity. The only reason is because that phrase was made to change the way a man is supposed to be. It's made to make a society a certain way. Because I'm supposed to be a man. I'm not supposed to be the caricature of what a woman thinks I should be.
Right.
That's where the problem is. Because whenever we move away from it, oh, this is not my role. I can be this, I can be that. Fine, you can be whatever you want to be. But all I know is when something is dirty, or there's a bug, or something nasty, then it's okay for me to be masculine. or if it's time to, pull a pistol, or we got to get into a fight, and we got to shoot five, shoot a fair one, it's okay for me to be masculine then. But any other time, it's not. I'm a man all the time. That's why God gave me all this testosterone, because that's what I'm supposed to be. I don't believe in that toxic masculinity stuff.
Lord knows how many times I don't put somebody's suitcase in the upper head compartment. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Like I'm with you, Zach. No one wants a man to be a man until it's time for them to be a man. I don't
exactly.
how quick a person will say go from toxic masculinity, not you, QB, but I'm talking about a lady who talk all that stuff about how men are this and men are that, but will be quick to talk about how much a gentleman we are when she needs her suitcase put up, or she needs a tire change, or something like that. So it's that all the strengths and the weaknesses. You don't want to be labeled as somebody who, like, heaven forbid, if you tell a woman her job is to wash dishes and clean and cook, she'd lose her mind. But she quick to tell you to change the oil and cut the grass like that's your job. Right. So you know what I mean. So that's one of the things I don't play with that stuff either. Yeah, but no, I hear you on that.
There's nothing wrong with having different roles and stuff like this. Like, I understand my relationship with my son is different than the relationship between him and his mother. There's a certain way of her being a nurturer because that boy lived inside of her. There's a different way that I'm going to deal with him. There's a different way that she's going to deal with him. It's gonna seem odd to me because he didn't live in me. But that's the thing. I'm a man. She's a woman. We have different roles. There are even if it's just based on society, there are different things that are required of the both of us. And it is what it is, right or wrong. That's just the way that it is. So that's just the way you got to live. I'm a man all the time, not when you want me to be. You have to accept
the real nation.
When you don't.
Oh, you good, man?
You good?
So, yeah, I'm with you on that. And yeah, the thing is, there's no book on how to do this shit. You know what I mean? It's everybody's got their difference on what it is to be what. Right? There's the core of it, but then there's certain things you got to do, right? And QB makes a very valid point that it's okay to not be okay. That's 100%.
Right. It is. It is okay to not be okay.
How many times have we done held in that? Now, the stuff that we hold in, that gets toxic.
Right.
That's when that's where the toxic masculinity comes in to play when, you think it's too masculine to talk about stuff, to let it out.
Right.
And then we let it sit. I had stuff sit on my stomach, sit on me for 30-something years, brother. I finally let that joker out this past year, last year. I let it out, and I had to shake some people. It took me 30-something. That's crazy, right? To let that sit.
Sometimes what you got to do, man, it's just the thing that we have to, that I think as men that we need to understand is just like the whole thing about a man crying. Ain't a damn thing wrong with a man crying. That's natural. Some of the toughest guys I've ever seen, I saw them cry. And I don't care if there was something going on with their mom, something going on with their pops, their best partner, something happened to them or whatever. It's a natural reaction. And for me, it take a man to be able to cry.
Yeah, man.
Because what people are going to say about it. Because they're going to think you some kind of weak. I ain't weak because I cry. I'm human. That's what that's all about. I'm not made out of Kevlar. I'm made out of AR-500 steel. I'm a man. That's what I am.
I'm not Teflon. You know what I mean? Right. Look, and the cats who say that joint can't whoop my ass, so I ain't worried about that. Right. You know what I mean? So, but we definitely had to get past that joint. They had to start. That's why it's kind of cool that we do have these lives. There was time like, look, before I turned 40, this was some years ago. I was going through so much stuff. I was stressed out and I didn't have no one to talk to, no one to go with, nowhere to go. That half my body shut down, dog. I nearly had a stroke, man. Because you got to release it. So that's when I really started, talking more and really, cause I always like doing this stuff, but really being able to have people who really get,
it's true, Devil Row. That's true.
Talk, what I'm saying? Yeah, Vrax, you ain't never lied, Devil Row. So we had to learn just to kind of enjoy that. And I was an introvert for a long time, man. When I was younger, I broke out of my shell. Sometimes you break out of your shell, go back in.
Yeah, right. What's going on, brother? My brother, what's going on, Dave?
Oh, my bad. I'm
good. Y'all, that's my
Happy New Year to you guys, man.
Happy New Year to you, man.
Happy New Year, bro. They're
Y'all
out
see
there in
he's
the streets
busy.
making
That's a
moves.
busy man right there. You see he
They're
driving.
out there making moves.
Yeah, man.
Man, I had to work today. I'm like, damn. Work every day.
Sound like it's like you and Skillian, they were partners made to be.
Right.
My
Work
boss
Exactly.
just
every day.
called me.
Big Fish, what's up, man?
What up, big fish?
People asked me if I could work yesterday. I'm like, hell no. I'm still trying to recover from puking on New Year's Eve.
Oh man.
Well, we hitting a little bit of, we done got into a little bit of, you know how our lives go. We kind of hit into the mental thing that me and you talked about before, Del, right? We kind of hitting on it, man, and how men, you know, need to learn how to talk. Find somebody you can talk with that you can confide in that won't, you know,
Right.
go and tell your business. So, and that's what I was telling these guys. Man, me and Delray develop a relationship, man. He called me on New Year's. We chop it up. We talk about the family. We talk about the kids, you know, and that's just what it is. So he's became my big brother for sure.
Yeah,
And
no
anytime
doubt.
I
That's
call
what
him,
you
he's
need.
available. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
What you need? You
no
need somebody you can talk to and talk different things with and talk over stuff. And it's not always about guns. It's about other things. You know, guns is part of our life, but it's not our life. You need
Right.
somebody that you can sit and just chat with. That's why I agree with what Hookah was saying. Like the lives and stuff they're therapeutic. I think for everybody, even for people who have somebody they talk to all the time, because it's another side of you that everybody gets to see, and you can be yourself, and nobody's really judging you. You can say silly stuff, do all types of crazy things. I mean, it's great. I love it. I know it's therapeutic for me.
No question. No question. QB, man, you right, man. Always have a positive outlet, man. You right,
Yep.
man. Look, QB, truth be told, brother, you are one of those positive
Right.
outlets, man.
Yeah, he is.
It's all jokes aside, man. You definitely one of those positive outlets, brother. When I be on these joints with RWG and stuff, and you know, and on these other lives as well, Wild Wild Wednesdays, and I see you cracking jokes, man. That you know, it makes me smile to see a young cat get it, and it also helps me.
Yep.
You don't know how much of an asset you are to these lives too, man. So, and then Delray, man, Delray be checking on me too, man. So Delray, a good dude, man.
Yeah, Derry, he a good dude. You can get a text message out of nowhere, you get a phone
Yep.
call out of nowhere. Always check it up on us.
Yeah,
Man, that's good. I love you, brothers. Listen, life is short, and sometimes you think like you gotta tell people if you got going through some problems, you gotta tell them, but you gotta trust who you're talking about your problems, because what might happen is sometimes they'll take your problems and convert it into negativity towards you. They're like, oh, because I remember when I had the car club back in the day, I was always trying to help people out with their relationships and stuff, and then you know what? They got back together, and they're like, well, Dan told me that I could do better, and he's like, well, he told me I could do better too. I'm like, both of you guys shouldn't be together because you guys are toxic for each other. But then it backfired and they came at me. So that's why now I have no filter. I just tell you like it is. You know what? No matter what, at least I let you know. You got a booger in your nose, you're gonna know about it. Because at least we'll all laugh about it, move it out of the way.
Right.
You know,
But it's just life's tough, man. Life's tough, and you gotta have that release because you can't bottle all your frustrations. Because I used to do that, and it just turned out really bad.
Yeah.
Because when something happens or it pops off, they might say the stupidest thing, and it just that's all it took, that little extra nudge, and then you just full on rampage mode.
Mhm.
right. That's
Exactly.
no question, man.
And this New Year's, I'm telling you, man, we got to put all the any kind of drama, all that negative energy, get rid of it, because that
What up?
negative energy is like leeches.
What's up, XD 40D Charles?
You ain't never lied, man. I mean, bruh, I say this joint too, man. I got this little quote I say, man, and like at work, because where I work, mugs are mad introvert. Mugs don't know how to speak. I don't know who their parents were to teach. They don't speak to each other. You know, you can feel like the fakeness sometimes. And, you know, I've been at work where plenty of times across the email, somebody else done killed themselves. Right? Somebody done died after like retiring after a year retired, they did. Some people literally died at their death because of all the stress and all the, you know, and no real release, right?
Right.
Just so caught up in whatever they work. But I sit a joint with people when they don't talk to each other. I said, all always be able to exchange pleasantries because a simple hello, what's up, how you doing may save somebody's life.
That's right.
You know what I mean? You never know what people are going through. And it's a simple, hey, how's it going? You just don't know what you just did right there. You think it's just something simple as just saying what's up, a morning greeting or afternoon greeting. But that person might have been going through it. And that small pleasantry that you exchange with them changed their whole outlook right there on the spot.
I knew a young lady when I was a teenager. This is one of the reasons why if I see a young lady or somebody and I say, you're looking pretty today or something like that, it's not always about flirting.
Facts.
She this one last time. There was a show I used to love to watch, and she called me one night, and I was watching this show, so I just sort of blew her off, like it wasn't a big deal. We used to talk all the time or whatever. It wasn't girlfriend boyfriend nothing like that. We knew each other. She jumped in front of the A train.
Oh,
Killed herself.
Oh my God.
And when I found out, I felt really bad for a long time. I did because I just sort of blew her off, and she was calling. And if we had a conversation or something, maybe that might not have happened. Because when I found out, I'm like, she was in a relationship with a guy who was treating her wrong, and and she just felt real bad about herself. So she just jumped in front of the A train. Beautiful girl, and he treated her a certain way, and so that's why I'm like, I'll say nice things to people. My wife has helped me with that too. Saying how you doing, and then waiting to hear how a person is doing, not just saying it to say it. Things like that, and that experience also it led me to understand that one little thing. If I had said one little thing to her, maybe I could have averted that. And it just because I blew her off, not because I was being mean, but because I was doing something else that I thought was more important, and I should have took the time to talk to her. Maybe that might have changed that situation.
And and you right, and that happens with all of us too, man. Because sometimes we don't think about it. Sometimes we take little stuff like that for granted. Like we talk to them all the time, we cool. Yeah. Like I'll get with them later. And sometimes that lady don't come.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's a scary part. I think that's one of the things that I'm gonna change. I've done that too, where I see a person call me, or I'll be busy doing something. I'll get back with them, right? And yeah, that's a bad feeling to be in, man. Because I'm telling you, I think I've seen, like, if we talked the other, on the other line stuff about, seeing somebody get shot in the head. I've seen people get their head shot. I've been shot at. Ain't nothing fun about that. I've never been shot. Thank God. I've been shot at. And I'm not even a street dude, man. I just like going to the food and the women and all that stuff. But I wouldn't, even out there like that. But still, hey, that's part of the game. But anyway, I had a real cool man. We were like twins. Me and one dude who was like twins, and we saw each other that night. Right? It was in May of 1997. We saw each other, man. We braced each other. Love you, man. We had a good time at the club, talking to the ladies, all that stuff. Just tripping, having a couple of drinks, dapped them up that last night, because I got up with somebody and doing my thing, whatever. That next night, I found out he died 15 minutes after we just got through embracing. Man, that is the worst feeling in the world. Unfortunately, with things, when you have somebody that lasts, it was a good time. Because sometimes there'll be people that blow up on each other.
Right.
Get that
and then that person, that's I wouldn't even want to know what that feel like, to where you.
That's why it bothered me for so long, because I was like, I wasn't being mean or whatever, but I was just sort of being a little bit dismissive because of what I was doing.
Right.
And that was just because I think I was watching ER. This was a long time ago.
Oh, damn.
it was like, it was just like, it was one of those things, like, don't bother me on Thursday nights at 10 o'clock because I'm watching ER. And that was my thing. And, when she happened to call, I just sort of blew her off. And when I found out what had happened a couple of days later, I was like, man, I may have been able to, because I knew what we used to talk about and I knew how we used to talk. And maybe something I had said would have changed her mind or whatever. Because I didn't know that was going on with that guy or whatever. Because if I'd have known about that, I ain't no street dude or nothing. But, we hung out and stuff. I said, we can have a conversation with that cat. Right. So, but it was just that. If I had something I could have said, would have been able to stop that. So when I see some young lady, I think she look good, I'm gonna tell her. I ain't always flirting. It's things like that. Because maybe that's what she needed. Maybe she needed me to tell her, listen, you're beautiful. To hell with what that guy has to say. So that's why I do stuff like that. It just sort of is what it is.
Yeah, that's kind of me coming to Detroit, being a country boy, coming from all the way from the the corn fields of Little Rock, Arkansas, in the country. When I got up here, I was so used to with speaking to each other, being transparent. And once I got up here, and I said hi to somebody my first year here, they looked at me like I was crazy. So it was almost like a culture shock for me. Like, okay, well maybe I shouldn't say nothing to nobody. Like he ready to pounce and kill me or something just for saying hi. So
me and you come from exact the opposite situation. Being from New York City, nobody talk to each other. So when you come places that people actually saying something to you, it's like, wait a minute, why are you talking to me?
Dude, I'm from upstate New York, and they didn't talk to each other like that.
Right, we are Rochester?
Not that far. I lived there in Monticello, yes. I'm a small town.
Ain't nobody talking up there either.
Like that. Unless you knew that person. A lot of people didn't talk, man. It's like, I think, and especially in the boroughs, man, forget it. I think the most I've seen New Yorkers talking to boroughs was after 9/11, yo. When 9/11 happened, cats was all kinds of embracing.
Yeah, everybody was friendly, but that lasted for a little while.
That lasted for 2 months. Everybody in New York was right back again, man.
Yep.
I was like, but it's just, when like you said, I'm with you, Zach, because when I moved down to Virginia, everybody spoke. Everybody waved, and everybody was nice.
I did all that. They was ready, almost like they was ready to shoot me. I said, "Oh, well, let me figure this out."
It was weird, man, for a little bit, but at the same time, it's a city, and of course, Richmond at the time in the '90s was the murder capital of the South. Mm-hmm. So you had that part of it, but just it's kind of a different vibe, but people we have to learn that it's okay to speak. It's okay to say, "Hey, what's going on? How it's going?" Even if you just nod your head, man. Come on, that's like typical. That's typical brother shit right there. Just
that's right. That's right. Give the nod. The nod means a lot.
Too, or the other way, or I sometimes when I'm wearing a hat, I'll grab the brim of it. Something like that. Just kind of, hey, what's going on, man? How's it going? Right?
Yep.
Because I know, like I said, at work, man, dude, look, them people at work don't know how to speak. And they be almost like scared. When you say good morning or something like that, they almost scared to say something back, man. I'm like, yo, I'm not going to bite you. I don't want nothing to do. I'm just saying, hey, how you doing? Good morning, good afternoon. I mean, it's interaction. That's what this is my thing I'm going to say. When you exchange pleasantries with somebody, you're acknowledging their humanity.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yep. I agree.
So, even animals have a better communication skills than we do.
Right. That's one of the things. Like I love working from home. I've been working from home now for probably 5 years.
Oh man, I would love it.
There was a point where we would have to go into the office once a week or something like that. And what ends up happening is when you're on a team, because with what I do, I'm an investigator, and we're all a team of investigators. So you always sharing knowledge. So that's one thing was always cool. You couldn't be in the office and not talk to each other.
Right.
Everybody talks because everybody was always talking and everybody was always nice and talking about the family and people having babies and things like that. I do miss that point about not being in the office. I miss that. Because you don't get to have the same type of connection like you used to. You still got Skype and FaceTime and all that stuff, but it's different.
Mm-hmm. Delroy, you got something to say, brother? Or you just?
Oh, my bad. My phone died.
No, you good. Go. I mean, I don't know if you maybe had something to say. I know you listen to us.
I mean, like I said, I know mental preparedness and training is just as important as physical.
Right.
Because you can have the most fit person, but he can be completely psychotic because of the trauma he went through in life. And we've all been through it. I'm sure Gunnar Hookah had a different upbringing. He went through his trauma early life. Zach had his trauma. Skilly, you had your trauma. We all had different upbringings, like different areas where we grew up in. So that's why it's good to communicate. And if I can throw something and bounce something off you, you can bounce it off me. And try to help each other out, because honestly, and we keep talking about being prepared, but if something really bad happened, how prepared are you? Somebody had a live one time about you got to tell your family no, and there's gonna be members of your family, they got nothing to bring to the table. You got to tell them no.
Yeah.
You have no food, you're a liability, and I know people that are a huge liability. You know, I got called out
Right.
on New Year's Eve to go, and I'm not gonna get in detail, but they called me on New Year's Eve. Hey, I need you to come to the house. I think we got poison. Why are you calling me? Like, dude, I'm not. You know, I'm not secret ops and doing all that stuff. Like, why are you calling me? Like, handle your business. Well, we think somebody's trying to kill us. I don't give a damn. Like, so at that point, you got to be careful, because if that situation ever happens where SHTF does happen, you might get set up in a huge trap. And I've been set up in my single days where there was some beef, and then the girl called me to come hang out with her and get her out of a situation. When I showed up, there was like 12 deep, and I'm like, "Yep, this is not gonna be a good night."
Right.
So you gotta just mentally be prepared. And now, as we get older, you know, you're supposed to be wiser, but man, we got to start preparing ourselves mentally. Like, you got to take time out every day, and that's my goal this year. Take time out every day, mentally and physically, to try to do a little bit at a time. You can't go ahead and do, you know, go to the gym and you're fine. No, you're gonna be sore as hell, but you can prepare yourself. If I should be gun and hookah's big bore, my wrists will probably, man, I'm gonna be out of condition for about 4 days, 5 days.
Right.
I'm gonna tell my girls, you gotta help me out. What's up?
Big fish, you stupid.
Mental-
My
mental
neighborhood,
health
my neighborhood is fuck you.
It's really
That's
important.
all
One
I
of
know.
the
Oh, stupid.
one of the deadliest people that I know on this planet, gentleman that I know. He's a real Navy SEAL. He was on SEAL Team 3. And I did a training with him one time. And I was having a hard time. You know, I'm a big guy. I'm out there, it was hot. I'm moving though, I'm doing my thing, doing what I can. And he saw me sort of like faltering. But he didn't scold me, and he pulled me to the side and started telling me different things. This is what they taught us. This is what you need to say to yourself. This is how you need to move. This is what you need to be thinking. Put an actual stop in your mind on how this stuff works. He was giving me all the mental game that I needed to push through so that I could actually complete the class. And when I saw him do that, and this guy, you would never know, this is one of the nicest guys you ever want to meet in life, man. But he could probably kill you 100 different ways.
Yeah.
And when he was talking to me that way and telling me about that and how he had to speak to himself and at such good shape that I know he's in, because he does Brazilian jiu-jitsu and things like that. That's when I realized, you know, how important mental health is. And physical health is good. And I know, because I've had to do some things. It's hard for me to do some things sometimes. I'm a big guy. Like I tell RGG sometimes, every once in a while, I just take myself and throw myself on the floor just so I know that I can get back up off the floor, because I'm a big guy. I do that. It seems funny to him too when I tell him, but it's just because so I know that I can do it. So mentally, I know, hey, if I fall down, I don't gotta stay down. I can get back up, because I don't always jump down to the floor, but I do that on purpose. So that whole mental thing of being able to see yourself do it and mentally understand that, hey, I can do this, that'll pull you through. That'll keep you from dying.
Yep.
So I mean, and that was one of the biggest lessons that I learned from that man.
Yep. Even getting sick. Mentally, you can jack yourself up, because you hear somebody cough next to you. All of a sudden, you're gonna go home. Your throat's gonna start hurting. Just mentally, psychologically, you're destroying yourself. So you got to just be like, you know what? You gotta take a couple deep breaths, pull yourself together, and figure it's a puzzle. Figure it out. You know. And if you can't, hey, reach out to somebody that might be able to help you. You know, I might call Zach and be like, yo, I'm in a tight spot. What do I do? This is my situation. I'll be like, oh man, it's simple. To him, it's simple. To me, it's difficult. To me, I'm going crazy over it, you know.
BP does that too.
BP, better be careful. You older than Zach, man. You fuck around.
This little kid over here.
He gonna break his hip.
You gonna break your hip, BP. Don't do that too much, BP. No, shout out to BP. BP one of the coolest cat OGs out there.
Original OG right there.
Yeah,
I still don't believe whenever he says how old he is. I don't believe it at all.
For real, man. I don't believe it too. Sometimes I'm like, dang, but it shows like how cool this game is. You know what I'm saying? That all different walks of life, all different backgrounds, different generations, brother. And we got QB who's like 25. We got, you know. We got Gen X, we got baby boomers, man. We got everybody up in here. Gen Z, we got everybody, and we all can kind of relate in some way, shape, or fashion. Because at the same time, life is life, man. Chaos in this mug, and I'm not fried. Like I said, I like chaos. I really do, because chaos kind of brings you back down to earth. You know, it lets you know that it ain't always about raspberries and sprinkles, right? You know that it's nasty out there, right? So I like the chaos. I really do. That's probably like one of my guilty pleasures. You know, people have with foods and stuff. My guilty pleasure is chaos. I love it. I love, like, when the plague hit. I love that shit. I didn't love it for the people who got affected, because I was one of those people who got affected by the plague, right?
Same here.
You know, you know what I mean? But I think sometimes chaos kind of shows people not to take this crap for granted.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes, you know,
it brings perspective.
Oh, no question, no question. And a lot of us are close enough to the grave now. We ain't young cats no more. You know, we closer and closer. And every day I get close to that grave, I the less I start giving a damn about what people think. Sometimes I'll snap, like somebody challenge my blackness, I'm going off.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, right. I don't like that.
You know what I'm saying? I snap. And sometimes, you know, I'll snap on some stuff, but
for the most part, it took a while, because like I've been a big guy my whole life. So
right.
People always make fun of you, call you fat this, fat that. But at some point in my life, I decided that I am who I am. I'm gonna be who I'm gonna be. If you don't like it, fuck you.
Right.
And that's just the way that is. And that's just how that's how I think. That's how I teach my children. It's the same way. You be who you're gonna be, right, wrong, or indifferent. Everybody's not gonna love you, but you live by a code. My code is I don't take no shit because I don't give no shit. That came from my grandfather. And that's how that is. You can be who you want to be. I'm gonna honor you. If you're a cool person, I'm gonna treat you like a cool person. If you're an asshole, I'm gonna treat you like an asshole.
Yeah.
Right.
That's just
respect.
that's just my code. That's my code. That's how I live. That's why if I rock with you, I rock with you. If I don't, it's because something is wrong with you and I think you fucked up. That's just how it is.
No question. If Delray, no question. That respect thing got me through a lot of stuff, man. Look, I done been through some neighborhoods I had no business in.
Right.
Yep.
But because I respected them dudes, they ain't mess with me.
Yep.
I'm in your backyard. This is your house. I'm not gonna come to you like I'm the big man. I ain't the big man up in here. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, hey, what's going on, brother? Hey, how's things going, man? Dap them up. Go on about my business. Yo, I don't want no smoke from you. You don't want no smoke from me. We just two brothers that gave each other dap trying to go on. Fact, you know what I mean? And that's it. And then, of course, like 2 hours after I'm out that neighborhood, stuff starts clapping off. But while I was there, it was pretty quiet, you know. And I attribute that to respect, because that's all people want is respect. At the end of the day, you know,
everybody wants to be respected, and like you said, want to be seen. I saw somebody, I think it might have been Charles Henry, say like the head nod. That's the universal sign of yo, I see you.
Yeah,
basically, I recognize you. I see a person, not just or whatever. I see somebody there. I see you. So I give you that to let you know. All right, I see you there, brother. I see you there, sister. You know, you never have to say a word, but that's the universal sign for I see you there.
No,
and that's important.
What's up, my five family, man? That's another good guy, man.
That's another, Billy is good. That's another good dude, man. Yo, I saw his little Instagram joint, man, where he popping steel 15 times back to back.
Yeah, so
I'm like, man, I can't shoot that daggone good. I need to get my point out there, man. I'm feeling real bad. I got all these daggone guns. And my
he cheating with that. He cheating with that. Legion. That's a good shooting gun, man. That's a good shooting gun.
I say this ain't always about the gun; it's about the shooter. I mean,
I know, but I gotta play with. I gotta mess with him. I gotta give him a hard time.
You ain't gonna give him his props. You don't give him his props.
His props, but I gotta give him a hard time about it.
Oh, it's a New York thing.
Yeah, you know it is.
Well, fellas, man, it's been a joy. It's been my honor, especially my co-host Delray. You know how we rock. You know I love you, my brother.
I appreciate it.
You know my brothers, Gun and Hookah, Fat Guy with Guns. Y'all know y'all my big brothers. You already know what it is.
Appreciate it, man.
It's 7 already, man. We've been talking so much, man. Time done blew by, and now it's time for me to go to work. So
got to make that money, baby.
Yeah, he can't go to work.
Go get that bag, Skilly.
So man, I'll definitely catch y'all in some more lives. I guess the next one would be
Tuesday.
Wild Wednesday, won't it?
No, it's Tuesday. Double D.
Oh, he'll be back on Tuesday.
Shoot, bump that. You know what? Hey, regular gun guy. If you not, I know you are down under the weather. You know what? Gun Hoop gonna go live on my joint. We're gonna continue this party, man. Why not? R-double-G, if you ain't feeling too bad, brother, I know you want to get better because that plague ain't no joke. Just come to Gun and Hookah, man. I'll go live on my joint. We can keep this party going.
Okay,
Keep
well,
the
what you
back
do
to
is go ahead and do that. By the time I get to work, I'll hop on yours and,
Oh, of
and
course.
hop in.
Oh, of course.
Alright.
You already know, brother.
But
I'll send you a link.
we're going.
I'm on Instagram with you. You on I got you. I'm following you on Instagram, right?
Yeah, I think you do. If not, I'll find you before. Just
All
send
right,
me. It's Jay Skillionaire Productions. So Jay Skillionaire
I might be
Productions.
following you, but yeah, if I'm not, as soon as I see you, man, I'm throwing that link out there. We
Okay.
keep the conversation
Yeah.
going, man. This is good stuff, man.
Man, I know.
Yeah, hit me
Zach,
up.
thank
I'll
you
be
so
here.
much, my brother, for being our guest today. Gun and
My
Hookah,
pleasure, bro.
you already
Appreciate
know
it.
you're welcome. Anytime,
Man,
me and
it's
Dale
good
Ray,
stuff,
you already know you are a brother. So anytime you want to hop in, you in. It ain't no questions asked. You just tell me to drop that link, you in there. But man, Zach, I thank you, man, for letting us get to know you, the man that you are. I definitely, like I said before, I respect you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I love the person that you are. And you already know Dale Ray, you already know you my brother. You know, we've been rocking since you called me from the first time. So I love you too. And Gun and Hookah, you know you my guy, man. And thank
man.
you for
Come
your
on,
service, man. As
man. I
always.
appreciate it, man. You know I know my love for you, brother,
Sorry.
man. You like QB, you bring a smile to my face every time. It's like when I see you, brother, I feel good, man. When I see you, Skilly. All jokes aside, you know we clown and all that stuff, and that's part of it, man. But all jokes aside, man, you are a genuinely good dude, and I love every time you come on these lives, man. I light up, man, for real.
I appreciate it, man. That's a lot coming from a veteran, man. And I really do appreciate that, bro.
Ain't no problem, man. But yo, I'm gonna go ahead, yo. Give me about 15 hot ones, man. I'm gonna get my hookah on deck. We're gonna be a Gunner hookah. Skilly gonna take over. Zach coming through. Delray, you definitely gotta come back.
Oh, I can make a drink. I'll be home making a drink.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta get your drink. I'm gonna have the hookah. We're gonna party, keep this bad boy going. And hey, Skilly, you can rock this joint. You can host on my joint, man. You can rock this joint, man. You know
I appreciate it, man. Everybody in the chat, I thank you guys for the support. Me and Dale Ray,
Thank you, everybody.
Respect and thank you guys for y'all support. What's name just came in here? Smiley. What's going on, man? I ain't see you hop in. But we gonna continue over the hookahs, man. Go check out Hookah, my brother. Yes. Great brother, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna hop on here. So give me about 15 to 20 minutes. Let me hit this job. Once I get in and get settled, I'll be back on, man. But Dale Ray, thank you, brother, again.
Salute.
Gun and Hookah, and thank you, Fat Guy with Guns, to let us get to know you, man. And I appreciate you coming on my channel, man.
Hey,
and
man.
chopping it up with me,
Appreciate it, brother.
Thank you, Zach. Thank you, Gunner Hookah. Skilly, much love, baby.
All right.
See y'all in a couple minutes, man.
Yes, sir. I'll be on.
Definitely.
Peace.
Peace.
Later.